This task is word span reversed. All you will need is your protocol and these 4 cards for the teaching items. There are no cards for the testing items, only for the teaching items. There are a few things you should know before administering this task. First is the ceiling rule. There is a ceiling rule on this task to prevent children from being administered unnecessary items. Here's how the ceiling rule works. There are several groups of stimulus items. Each has 3 trials in the group. The first group of 3 trials has 2 words, the next group has 3 words, the next group has 4 words, and so on. In order to proceed to the next set of items, the child must get all the answers correct on at least one of the 3 trials in a block. So, when there are 2 items, the child would have to get both items in the correct order at least one of the 3 tries. When there are 3 items per trial, as in items 4 through 6, the child would have to get all 3 in the correct order at least one time. One difficult thing with the ceiling rule is the child might say a word that is almost the stimulus word, but not exactly. For example, look at item 6, the last item in the 3-word block. The examiner says mom, shoe, shirt. So the correct answer is shirt, shoe, mom. But the child might say shirt, boot, mom. If the child's word is close enough to the stimulus word that you think it might be correct, simply write down what the child said and circle it in the position where the child said it. So in this case, I would circle shoe, I would write boot and circle it, and I would circle mom. If the child got items 4 and 5 incorrect, and I'm not sure if they got item 6 correct or incorrect, I will proceed to items 7 through 9. As a rule of thumb, if you're not sure if the child has met the ceiling, go ahead and administer the next block of items. For each set of items, it's important for the child to know when you've said the last word. This way, they don't interrupt you between saying the 3rd and 4th word by beginning their response. One good way to let the child know you've said the last word is to lower the pitch of your voice. For example, I can say, for item 1, mouse, boy. Or for item 4, I can say nose, hand, car. This way, the child knows car is the last word in the item set. You'll see this demonstrated as we proceed with the task. Another important thing about this task is that items cannot be repeated, so it's very important to make sure the child is paying attention. If you repeat an item, it might be easier for a child to remember something they've heard twice instead of only once. So, before administering each item, not just before administering each set of 3 items, but before each item, look at the child, make eye contact, and if they don't meet your eyes, say, "Are you ready?" Wait for the child to say yes before continuing. If the child asks you to repeat an item, simply say, "I cannot repeat the words." The only time you could repeat an item is if there's a noisy distraction in the testing center, but try to choose a place for testing where this will not happen. For this game, I will say some words one after the other, and I want you to say the words backwards of how I say them. So if I say dog, fish, I want you to say fish, dog. Do you understand?
Yes.
Listen carefully, because I can't repeat the words. Let's practice.
Okay.
Boy, car.
Boy, car.
Almost. Listen carefully. I want you to say the words backwards of how I say them. I said boy, car, so you say car, boy. Let's try again. For practice items, each item may be administered 2 times. If the child gets the answer wrong, explain the correct answer, and then immediately re-administer the item. Boy, car.
Boy, car.
That's not quite right. Remember, I want you to say the words backwards of how I say them. I said boy, car, so you say car, boy.
Okay.
If the child gets the practice item wrong twice in a row, do not administer it a 3rd time. Simply give corrective feedback and go on to the second trial. It's very important to administer both of the practice trials and, if necessary, give the corrective feedback twice for each trial. One child I tested got both practice items wrong 2 times and then proceeded to get correct answers on 4-item trials. Clearly, he had the ability to perform the task, but needed further feedback to understand the instructions. Let's try another one. Bed, duck.
Duck, bed.
That's right! You said the words backwards of how I said them. I said bed, duck, and you said duck, bed. Let's try some more without pictures. Okay, now let's do some more. You say the words backwards of the order, in the backwards order of the way I say them. Listen carefully and do your best. Are you ready?
Yes.
Mouse, boy.
Boy, mouse.
Baby, cup.
Cup, baby.
Look over here. Are you ready?
Yes.
House, foot.
Foot, house.
There are no further instructions in this task. Continue to each subsequent set until the ceiling is met. Nose, hand, car.
Hand, car, nose.
For each of the child's responses, the first response, second response, and third response, either circle the word if it's repeated in the correct order, or put a line through it if it was not repeated in the correct order. Look at your score sheet for item 4. You should have a line through car, a line through hand, and you should have circled nose, because nose was the third word that he said. It was the first word that I said. Okay. Ready for another one? Cookie, bike, lamp.
Cookie, lamp, bike.
In this case, I put a line through all 3 items, because Mark said the right words, but in the wrong order. On this task, only words repeated in the correct order are considered correct. Mom, shoe, shirt.
Shirt, mom, shoe.
On this item, only one word is circled. Shirt was the last word I said and the first word Mark said. There should be a line through shoe and mom, because they were repeated but in the wrong order. What about the ceiling rule? None of the items on this set of 3-word trials was completely correct. 1 word was correct on the first trial, nothing on the second trial, and 1 word on the third trial. So the ceiling has been met. In order to proceed to the next set of trials, Mark would have had to get all 3 words correct on item 4, or on item 5, or on item 6. Even 1 item completely correct is enough to continue to the next set of items. Okay, we're all done with that game. You can go back to your class.
Okay.